Hi Aquarius, welcome to your January, mid-January 2024 reading. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you had a great holiday season and New Year's and all that stuff. Chinese New Year coming up. Anyways, so let's get into it. I've been sitting here thinking about your reading. It's interesting what came up, and it was showing me an experience I had the other day. So I'm in Singapore at the moment. And I was walking through the mall the other day, and I just had this moment where I was like just putting one foot in front of the other. And I guess it's been like a really long time since I've been in a mall. And I had this like overwhelming sense. It wasn't even like a mess. It was just a knowing. It's like, you don't belong here. Like, this isn't it for you. And it was almost like I was in a different universe, and it felt very off. And I'm seeing this, and I'm saying this to you, and it might sound a little bit weird, but I'm feeling that this is the year where I'm seeing like things coming together for you when it comes to I want to say like your tribe, or like a feeling of not being so, I don't know what the word, I don't want to say alien or foreign, but like so different. Even though I feel like I'm an Aquarius moon, eternally will be different. Will be, it's just unavoidable. And I think that's like the wonderful thing I love about Aquarius is there's just something so original, so unique. Mine is a little bit hidden. It's my moon. So, there's something here though about appreciation of this, and I also feel, again, it's like entering into, I want to say like the new earth, but it's just a new frequency, a new vibration that I feel like there's the potentiality for a lot of misunderstanding or not fully appreciated feeling these feelings. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words, but I'm seeing there's like a closeness. It's almost like a bubble, creating this bubble where like very much so appreciated, very much so loved. So this can kind of go into like your career path, or kind of finally finding yourself, or finally coming into your own skin on a new level. It doesn't need to be like you've been out of it. I feel like on a new level where I feel very excited. I feel very excited. I feel like now's the time to actually be quite confident in who you are, and now's the time to kind of put unique ideas out there, step out of your comfort zone, be yourself, and then come back to like this bubble. And I'm seeing like, don't buy into this paradigm, like my scenario with the mall. Like, I don't belong here, but I gotta exist in this world somehow. It's kind of that feeling, a little bit of a dissociation, and kind of seeing it for what it is. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's the messages that I got when I was just sitting here. It was going right through this and showing how it was very different but very beautiful, and the need for, I feel, self. It's not external validation, it's self-appreciation, self-love. And I also feel it's like standing solid, so not easily, I guess, being like moved or persuaded or influenced, I guess. And kind of, it's like keeping the integrity of self, whether it's what you do or if it's like art that you put out there, not thinking about the buyer. It's like, what do you want to produce? What are you feeling? What's the extension of you? Whether it's your words, the books you put out, or the work that you put out. I feel like there's something strong about staying true to yourself this year. I also feel like this can, and I'm seeing this pillar again, I'm seeing that there can be a little bit of a shakeup within. If you're going through that, I feel like it's kind of signaling, let the roots go deeper. So again, find your center and just kind of imagine like you're a tree, and let these roots grow even deeper to, just kind of withstand the craziness that is the world. I feel like you're going to be picking up on a lot of external stuff to you. So very empathic, very intuitive, very connected to, again, it's like this new consciousness where we're headed. So I feel like a lot of you will kind of foresee where we're going, and it'll make it much easier, albeit none less, frustrating to kind of see where we're going, like a few steps ahead. Aquariuses are, I mean, you guys are known to be at least a little bit conspiratorial. I know I definitely am. I know all of them. I've been through all of them for years. And there is a level of, patience and kind of waiting and watching and just being kind of enthralled with things coming out. Your first card out is the Well. Ooh. So this is clearing your space this January. This is sage. I feel like this is, setting intentions, wishing well here. Make sure you have these intentions set. This is also, I feel like, highly creative. I'm kind of getting the magician energy with this. What's coming up from this well within you? What's it, your deepest emotions, your deepest feelings? And it's saying everything else kind of like clear the space and kind of have the eyes to see what the everything else is. I mean, these are distractions. These are, I don't know. I just feel the need to clear space. So sometimes we can get into places where we're like, well, why is this happening? Or something feels off. Or this doesn't going my way. I keep going back to the center. Maybe like consistently doing like sage or Palo Santo this year. I know that might sound silly, but I feel like it's like these little things that can add to, it's like almost like a reminder. Just the physical act of doing it is more important than the actual plant or herb itself, if that makes sense. I feel like it's very heavy on intention, thoughts becoming things this year. And we'll see that a lot with AI developments. We're just going to see kind of this transformation into really, one example of that is, and I know this is terrible, I don't like that this happens, but I'll start thinking or talking about, I love to talk about my dreams, so I'll talk a lot about it with my friends or take them out to lunch, and my freaking phone, it picks up on it. And it starts suggesting to me like things I can buy related to it, or that's a terrible example, but I feel like this is, it actually is, I'm seeing the energy grow. I'm like, oh, that's so creepy. But at the same time, it's also feeding me my dreams in some weird, messed up type of way. Anyways, be careful with your thoughts and intentions this year. Really positive, really, I feel like optimistic vision of your future crossed by the Wheel of Fortune. You're just not seeing it yet. You're just not seeing the change yet. It's coming. I feel like it's coming though. It's like, how do I get there? How is it going to happen? The in-between, what's it going to look like? And that's the thing about the Wheel of Fortune. It's kind of a mystery card. It's a surprise card. And I think it's meant to be that way. And I feel like this is meant to kind of, I want to say, forge faith in a little bit, in a little way. Let the universe surprise you. Sorry, as I'm saying this, I'm seeing like the mind overrunning itself. And even as I'm reading for you guys, I feel like I'm talking really fast and my mind is almost getting ahead and I'm running over my words. I feel like the mind can run away with itself, sometimes in a good way, like dreams and these things growing, but sometimes in a way where it's not so helpful. So again, coming back to that center is going to be important. I feel like especially this month when you're setting intentions, set big ones and don't get carried away with the how, what, when, where. The Wheel of Fortune is here. It's just crossed. Yeah, the Hermit. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm feeling. I mean, it's like how, what, when, where. It's kind of going through this darkness. This is a very spiritual card though. And this is where I feel like the alignment in your life is really, it's tuning itself. And this kind of goes back to thoughts become things. Keep the good thoughts, listen to the good music, watch the good uplifting TV shows if you're watching programming. Make sure it's tuning you to really high frequency, because I feel like in this period of maybe a little bit of nothingness, especially leading up to your birthdays, I feel like this is the turning point, and it's like, what are you setting this frequency to? Make sure it's a really high vibration. In the past, Ten of Swords, I mean, good. This is also the mind, and I feel like this is also kind of leading up to saying this needs to kind of be taken away. So this is inviting you to take the mind garbage to the dump. We do this through meditation. We can do this many, many other ways, but taking that dedicated time to do so. This is also feeling a little bit stabbed in the back. I personally just went through something very similar. It's interesting, and I'm seeing fingers snapping, and I'm not saying to bypass any healing, but I feel like the healing does happen quite fast. So if you feel stabbed in the back, or you feel betrayed in some sort of way, or you weren't expecting something to happen that way, and it felt like a little bit like, you know, a little bit of a twisting of a knife. This is how I feel. The energy feels crossed to me, I guess. So I want to say, start the new year with forgiveness, cleanse the area, moving forward through this period of, I mean, this is great potential. This is telling me you're spiritually leveling up. Again, vibrating with a new frequency, new paradigm. And it's inviting you, I feel like, to embrace it and kind of allow the nothingness to happen, I guess. I mean, that's what it feels like to me. Because it's almost like a rest and recuperation before the Wheel of Fortune kind of goes up right here. Oops. Current energy, yeah, it's inviting you to look forward, get excited, start dreaming. It's just the beginning, but what it's asking you, what do you want? What are you waiting for? What do you want? What are you looking for? It's about the journey, though, so it doesn't have to be, again, I mean, it's saying, it's at the beginning. What do you want? Lovers. This is a choice. It's kind of a split in the road type of fork here. I mean, this is pointing to Gemini energy. A lot kind of happening between now, I want to say all the way to Gemini season, but it really feels concentrated like now till like April, May, all the way up here. There's going to be some big decisions, I feel. I feel like when it comes to it, and I'm never really drawn to these flowers, but I feel like your true blossom in life, and I'm drawn to your heart. And it doesn't necessarily need to be talking about love, but I really feel, again, vibrating with that fifth dimension, or, you know, or even beyond. But what is that? It's the vibration of the heart. So it's a different frequency. So it's saying things that you were aligned with before, and they might feel mismatched, and it might present itself as being stabbing in the back. It's really actually necessary part of your evolution here, because you're getting a better choice here. You're getting a new experience, and I feel like it's definitely better than here with the Wheel of Fortune and the Hermit. I mean, these are two very positive cards. Wow, and the Empress. Wow, this is in the position of your power for me as a reader. The Empress. This can be a Taurus, Libra. I mean, we have Gemini, Aquarius, Virgo. The Empress. So strange. I've never been given this message either, and I'm being drawn to the flowers here, and I'm being drawn to them adorning her head, and it's bringing me back to this message here. Not only do you have to feel this vibration in your heart, you have to kind of clear your mind in a way where you know what you know, and it's beyond, it's transcending common sense, it's transcending, you know, reason, I guess. There's just such a strong knowingness, and it just is, and that's the experience. I know it was a silly example about the mall. It just was. I just don't belong, and that's okay. I'm not sad about it. There's something here that you're standing a part of, and I feel like for some of you, if you're looking for love, this is what makes you identifiable to your person. So again, there's a strong need to be yourself, to be your sweet, unique, I feel like very spiritual self. I'm being drawn to the hair, and I feel like this is a very specific message. Not everybody will need it, but I feel like wearing your hair natural. So if it's curly, let it be curly. There's something here I feel like about, I'm seeing like wild and free. So this can also just be speaking to your spirit and allowing it to roam and allowing it to have this period of exploration, healing, whatever it needs. And doing, again, exactly what is called for in the moment, not trying to push for anything. Because the Empress, she allows things to come to her. Usually, in the background in the Rider-Waite, she has, a waterfall behind her, there's rainbows, everything around her is blooming and blossoming. It's just the frequency that she has. This is almost, who got this? I think Taurus got this. It's like the profile of like a manifester or a manifesting generator. You just allow things to come to you. You wait patiently. I mean, that's the energy here. So you have the Hanged Man. So you have this moment of illumination, why everything happened. Position of your power, Temperance. Again, she has a key right here in between her chest and her heart. The key is the heart. High Priestess. Oh my, look how many major arcanas you have. This is a big month. The overarching theme being the Death card. Allow things that aren't meant for you to go gracefully. Whether it's a place you live, I'm definitely moving across the world. It's not that fun, but there's a part of me that is, I guess, I could relate it to this. There's a part of me that's worried. There's a part of me that feels like a little bit defeated. Not that I'm leaving here, just like, how's it gonna work out? I'm just like tired of figuring things out. Just kind of fall into place for me, please. I'm over it. There's just so much stress in the world. You feel that constriction. And if any of you are readers, I feel like you can feel the constriction, the constraint, whether it's like world policies, whether it's financial, things getting more expensive. You just feel that it's like that big constriction. And that's kind of the Hermit, where you kind of go through these big spiritual breakthroughs and you have to like go within, you have to kind of retreat. It's telling me this is a period of healing, but I also feel, High Priestess, this is this massive leveling up. This is saying you are about to, as you kind of go through this month, you are getting ready for your new trip around the sun. And I feel like what you're going to be aligning with, it's like, I'm getting the metaphor of like somebody's getting ready to sell their house and they've moved all the furniture. You have like gone through every crack and corner. This is like perfect. This is so clean. It's so amazing looking. Like it's above and beyond. And the metaphor is for the soul. The metaphor is for the being. And I feel like there's been so much work and so much patience and so much, I feel like, effort. The frustrating part is you're not seeing it yet. You're not seeing the direction yet. You're looking, but you're still going through this death, this transformation. It's actually quite, I want to say, annoying a little bit when I'm looking at this. It's like, oh, I don't feel like crying. I just feel fed up a little bit when I'm looking at this. Like, again. But there it is, the King of Swords. This is your energy. I feel like you can see through the darkness. I feel like you guys can probably, I know I can detach very easily from myself and kind of see the bigger picture, which has really helped me in life. And kind of detach from emotions, right? You guys carry the water. Like that's the sign of Aquarius, right? And you can do it very well, and you can hold space very well for things as the choppiness of water, as I'm seeing the kind of the ebbs and flows and emotional outbreaks. You guys can kind of stay centered very easily, or you can train yourself to be. That's kind of your makeup. I'm seeing the clarity about why everything happened. I'm being drawn to this blackbird or raven. It's showing me, I don't know if you guys seen Game of Thrones, the three-eyed raven. That's coming to my mind. It's beyond it's beyond just seeing through the darkness. I feel like I'm being drawn to the third eye. There's a knowing. There's just a there is. It is. This is. It's not a question. So if you're coming to this reading about kind of new path in life, well, I don't even want to say new path. I feel like kind of getting to what you want, the core of what you want, whether it's relationship. I feel there's a part of this that's like finding your tribe, you know, things coming to you, things coming together. If there's a worry about the things that coming together in your life, I feel like there's no need. It's saying take that worry to the trash. I think I told, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm gonna say this again. I told Gemini this story. I mean, this is to show my humanness, which I have a lot of. I mean, and this is kind of an embarrassing story, but a long time ago, my first trip to the Amazon jungle, I was at a point in my life where I didn't want to live in New York anymore. I didn't want to do the rat race. I didn't want to work in corporate. I didn't want, I had everything I wanted. I didn't care. And I thought there must be more. So anyways, I went on this trip to the jungle to do ayahuasca. And I'd done a lot of research on YouTube, blah, 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 blah. So I had heard these stories of people where they lost like bodily functions. I was like, oh my gosh, that can't happen. But I'm so intrigued, these people having these spiritual breakthroughs, revelations, figuring out their path in life. I'm like, okay, it's worth the risk. So I go, and like leading up to my first ceremony, it was always in the back of my mind, like, don't lose your bodily functions, don't shit yourself. And I kept repeating in my mind, like, don't do that. And it was like me not letting go of control. Anyways, the ceremony started, you know, I started to feel something, and the voice persisted. And all of a sudden, maybe half an hour in, I hear this voice amongst all my worrying. Hold it together, Whitney. Whitney, do you think you need to learn at this stage in your life the shitting your pants lesson? I was like, no, I don't believe I do. I surely don't. And they're like, all right, because we don't think you do either. And we'd like to move along. We have stuff to teach you. Anyways, this is, I feel like, a story to say, don't be like that. Don't focus on what you're worried about happening. I feel like this is saying detach from that emotion. And this is where I feel like being the radically unique you, the radically, I feel like inspired or enthusiastic or you, because I feel like there's no need when I'm looking at this person, there's no need to explain myself. This is somebody very secure. This is somebody very balanced. Usually these pillars are black and white. I feel very centered. I feel very inspired. This is a channeler. This is an artist. This is a musician. This is a psychic. This is the shaman type of prototype. The psychic. Anyways, I already just said that. There's something about this that they get information from somewhere else. Be this energy. This is what this is leading up to. Trust your gut, whether it comes to relationships or decisions in your life. Sit with yourself, remove the mind garbage, and then ask yourself, because you got to get out of your mind, remove the mind garbage. Now go down to your next chakra, down to your heart, down to your sacral chakra. I mean, ask these. What do you get? The gut response, the heart response to what's coming in here. I mean, this is some sort of change here. It's saying get ready. Manifest it, though. But you got to kind of clear out the stuff to hear very clearly. And part of the death card is the universe removing some stuff for you. So maybe you would have stayed in something a little bit longer, or maybe whatever. I mean, this is intervention. These major arcanas are intervention. No, we need to do this now. There's a change coming. We need to heal. We need to realize our worth. We need to stay centered. We need to stay in our power, and we need to let go of things that don't serve us. So what's that leading up to for you individually? I don't know, but I do offer personal readings if you feel drawn to them. I don't feel like I do a lot of readings for Aquariuses, but I mean, I do offer them. I'll leave my information in the description box. If you have specific questions, I love going in deep and seeing what's going on. It's my privilege, so I feel very honored for those of you that trust me doing that. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it here. If you guys have any questions for me, I'm happy to answer in the comments below. I love reading your feedback. It really helps me as a reader, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your month in January. I'll be back soon with another reading. All right, bye Aquarius.